Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early in June. This guy never lets me sleep in. I am so excited to share with you what I'm working on now. I have more money, you see, if you're paying attention. I had around $15,000 at the end of the last episode. I've got around 64,000 almost in the bank right now, and I am gonna hop on the tractor and show you my new project. We're gonna go for a little drive. This is what's left of the money from selling my house back in the United States. I had much more, but let's go this way. I have hopefully made good use of it. We shall see. Cut this corner too close, but I don't want to run over the rooster. Silly thing. Neighbors. I don't go this way very often, but I'm about to start doing it more often. So, if you remember, I said I wanted to spend my money on something that would be not just good for me, but good for the whole community. And I had some ideas about what that might be, but if you remember when we were driving around that time, I was riding my bicycle, giving you a tour of the island. There's a fair amount of land here that's just not being used. It hasn't really been the most successful for farming, and people here kind of struggle to make ends meet. So there's some vacant land here and there. There's the big cow farm over on the other island, which is out of my reach. I can't afford to do anything with that. And I don't know anything about cows. It's all beyond me. This part of the road, I'm gonna maybe have to deal with this at some point. I don't know how long that's been messed up, but obviously long enough to wear tire tracks in this side path here. Yeah, I can't really do anything about that cow farm. It's too big for me, and I don't know what I'm doing. But if you remember, when I was biking around, there was a chirp over here that was abandoned. And that is very unusual because on the Hallig, the chirps are the only place that's actually safe to build. All the lower land can flood during the flood season. So people don't build on the lower areas. So for there to be a chirp that is abandoned, people aren't building on it. That is very uncommon. But this chirp over here, abandoned. It is also surrounded by a lot of prime land that's just lying fallow. There's no fields, no meadows, nothing. This is the land, and that's the chirp. I decided that was not good for the island, for this chirp to be just hanging out empty. And so I bought it. Let me tell you about what I have in mind. I've got my trailer over here. Kind of wish I had a bigger one because there's a lot of stuff here that's not in very good shape. It's going to need to be hauled off. This thing has been overgrown for a long time. Got all this debris in here. It's an old arcade machine. I don't know if people on the island have been dumping stuff here. I have no idea where half this stuff came from. But obviously, there's a lot of stuff in here. Like, why is there a stove? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in here and laying around that I'm gonna have to remove. Trash. I don't know if this building can be made safe again. I think this barn here is a total loss. I'm just gonna have to demolish it. It's got trees growing up through it. This one, I don't know if I can save it or not, but look, all this trash in here. I'm gonna have to haul all this off. So, this is gonna be a big project. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get this sort of fixed up. Here's some wood. I wonder if any of this is good. I'll check into this. If any of this is good lumber, maybe I can use it to rebuild or sell it. There's a little garden of sorts out here. A few little tracts. And this building, I haven't been inside here yet. It's all boarded up. It might be fine. No idea if this well works. It might be salvageable. I might have to demo it. It looks like the roof has got a problem. It does not bode well for the inside. Well, we'll see. I've got to get in there. And this old playground equipment? It's all broken, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what that's meant to be. There's a little pond here. Swing. So I think this is going to be very nice once I can clean it up. And my plan is this. I have my house already over on the other chirp with the sheep and the chickens. When I first moved here, I thought it would be really nice to be on a chirp by myself. I was kind of surprised to have neighbors like on top of me over on that other chirp. But I've kind of gotten used to it. I've started spending more time with my neighbors and becoming integrated into the community a little bit more. I don't love the idea of living over here, especially if I'm going to keep the sheep and the chickens over there. But there's a holiday cottage area here on the island on the other side, which I think I showed you when I was out biking around that day. And tourism is kind of a big thing here on the island. They have that whole scavenger hunt thing to bring people onto the island. So, I'm thinking I fix up this house, trash this barn, maybe fix up that building or replace it, and I turn this into like an agritourism farm that people can come and like rent and work on the farm. It sounds ridiculous that people would pay money to do farm work, but it's true. I have been to a few agro-tourism places in Costa Rica, oddly. But it's people, even in the United States in Las Vegas, there's a place where you can go pay to rent like heavy equipment, excavators and things, and drive them around and do stuff with them. There are people who will pay money to drive around farm equipment and run a farm. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this up as an agritourism destination to bring people onto the island. And this area, it's just surrounded. There's this grass field that goes all the way around the chirp. I don't know how many fields I can get out of here. But I'm going to plow this into fields so people can do actual farm work. And the fields are not too big, hopefully. I can't make it... Like, that field there is gigantic. My equipment is just tiny. It would never work there. So there's going to have to be small fields until I can afford bigger equipment. And I only have the money left in my bank account to work with, although maybe I could take out a loan if I need to buy more equipment. Yeah, this is a lot of area. Maybe I don't plow it all at once. Maybe this is a multi-year project to get the whole thing up and running again. But yeah, so that is my plan. I own this now. I own this terp and all of the grass around it. And I'm going to turn it into a farm that people can pay money to stay at, like a destination. And so I've been talking with Marion, who owns the Holiday Cottages, and she has a lot of like upscale amenities available to people who are staying in the cottages. She does like special chocolate boxes that are made here on the island. And I've been talking to her actually about getting my local honey put in gift baskets in the Holiday Cottages. And she's been giving me sort of a primer on how she markets the Holiday Cottages and what sort of like amenities her visitors expect. And I'm going to work with her to put up a listing for this. It's going to have a different target audience because it's not like just holiday cottage goers. This is a working farm, or it will be, and that's a different market. But Marion's going to help me collab on that. And if I get enough people interested in staying here, that the house is booked, but I still have extra people who want to come in, they can stay in the Holiday Cottages and still come over here and do work. I'm working on setting that up with Marion, so it'll be like a partnership, so we can bring people in over there. And this helps the restaurant and the bakery because they cater mainly to tourists. And maybe over time we can get more amenities set up here on the island for visitors if we get enough visitors. So I think this is going to be really good for the whole community, and I hope that it's going to win me some brownie points with that farmer who is still upset at me. But even if not, I don't care, because I live here now and I want this community to succeed. I want it to thrive. I am a part of it. So I'm doing it regardless. So yeah, I will be filling up this trailer and hauling away stuff a lot of times. I don't know if there's going to be anything else to show you this month. I will bring you back in when things are fixed up a little more. And we'll see how it looks. Ta-ta for now. Well, here we are. It's almost the end of June, and we have made a lot of headway over here on this new terp. As you can see, the buildings are basically gone. The barn was not salvageable. I had to tear it down, take it all away. The brick building back here also wasn't salvageable. It looked to me like it should be usable again, but I had somebody come out from town who does the building inspections, and they said there's no way to reclaim that. So we had to tear it down too. And I've been over here cutting some trees that were growing inside this barn area. So I've got a load of wood to take over to the sawmill, which they're going to process for me, and hopefully I'll be able to use some of it to construct whatever outbuildings I'm going to need. I still have some branches and stuff I need to tear down. This house, surprisingly, good shape. The issue with the roof was pretty minimal. We were able to patch it. There wasn't any interior damage that we could find. So I think it was just boarded up. I have given it a good cleaning, and this house is basically ready to rent. Unfortunately, there's still weeds everywhere. I need to do some major cleaning in this yard. I gotta get all this brush and stuff out of here. I don't know if I need to decide yet what I'm going to build here, or if I can wait until later and just start renting out the house right away while I'm still trying to figure out what the rest of this looks like. But yeah, I think this is shaping up. It has been so much work. So much work. Probably more than I realized I was biting off when I bought it, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And I need to get a stump grinder out here. Now, I made a bunch of mess down here with all the tree bits I've been chopping up, and I've got some stumps I need to deal with here. So there's still stuff to be done, but I'm getting there. Next month is going to be harvest, I think, on one of those fields. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have to work on this next month. Might not happen yet. Might not be ready yet. We'll find out. Maybe I'll bring you back in. There's still a few days left in the month. Maybe I'll try to clear this yard up some and see what I can do here. And bring you back in to close out the month. Let's see what happens. Okay, let me show you what I've been up to. I have been through here for days now, weeding in between these cobblestones, trying to get a bunch of the weeds out, replacing cobblestones that are missing or messed up, and trimming back as much as I can of the grass. So basically this whole area looked a lot like this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, so I sort of left that alone. So I'm just trying to reclaim this cobblestone area. And now you can get over to the well. Everything's nice over here. I trimmed stuff back to the house and took out some bushes and weeds, so now it's just sort of tall grass. I've gone around the pond here and reclaimed this little walkway. It was mostly overgrown with weeds and things. Now you can walk all the way around. Hear the froggies chirping. Get to this hammock and enjoy. I'll get another swing. The one that was here was rusted in place. It wouldn't swing anymore. But I really liked that swing over here, so I'll get another one and put it back here. I've gone around the back of the house, not like out here. I don't really know what to do with this area. There was the kids' playground equipment out here that was also very badly rusted and dangerous. If anybody tried to put weight on it, it probably would have fallen apart. Haven't gotten to the garden yet. I think I'm gonna need to plow this up and deal with that. And this is all still weedy here on this side, so this is sort of what it did look like before I went through. Went over here and cleaned up this whole cobblestone area. This was where that other building was. Cleaned this up. I might... wondering if I should take this little beech tree out. I've got the stump grinder still. I had to rent that. The wood that I sold, the load that I took over there, was just enough to pay for renting the stump grinder, so I sort of broke even on that. And I found, as I was clearing back here, this cobblestone area, I guess I should go a little further, I found this little walkway, and there's a whole little, like, sitting area and fire pit back here, which I didn't even know this was on the property. This was so overgrown. So yeah, I think this is shaping up to be really nice. And I've got more work to do, but I'm running out of time. It is the end of June, and next month I gotta get into the harvest. So I don't know if I'll make it back over here next month or not. We'll have to find out what happens. But yeah, this is my project for the foreseeable future. And hopefully I can reclaim this, make it productive again, and bring some more money and tourism into the community with it. I will catch you next time.